Hello everybody and welcome back again. My name is Steven and welcome back to a bit more of a discussion-y type of video. So it's not gaming news or the PvE rundown as I do now. It's not that. This time I just want to spend about a few minutes at least, up to 10 maybe maximum, talking about the whole AD carries and how they have now progressed into the pre-season. So, as you guys should know, it was the Marksman update last week, and it brought along a lot of changes to Marksman, especially the itemization, which is very important, which I will actually have a PvE rundown coming out tomorrow about that. So that's all cool. But overall, the Marksman has been such improved, and I fucking loving the preseason as a AD carry main. So, in today's video, I want to talk quick about each of the 18 marksmen. I will not be covering any of the outcast marksmen like Jace, Kennen, TF, or Kindred. I'm not going to cover them since they are not full AD carries, they are more for other roles. So, let's start off with Ashe. Ashe in the preseason at the moment is, to me, one of the strongest AD carries, because all the itemization works and that every AD carry can easily get to 100% crit in 4 items, which is actually mental. It means that a lot of the AD carries are strong. And Ashe actually benefits from this by the most because of her passive. Her passive scales up in damage based on how much crit she has. So before, it would actually completely replace your crit, and it will be every time you auto, you would basically crit. That's now changed, where they changed it to your autos do just bonus damage. However, that still scales on how much crit you have. So having 100% crit means every single game, you're basically going to have your passive always doing the maximum damage really quickly. Which is actually really stupid when you think about it. And I wouldn't be amazed if they nerf Ashe because of how strong she is. So, Ashe at the moment is flipping fantastic, and I'm loving her. Next up is Caitlyn. Caitlyn at the moment is kind of in the same vein as Ashe. She is very strong, and I know Riot have talked about her, that they're not planning on either nerfing her or buffing her, because she's actually in a good place, and I actually think so as well. Her headshots, yes, can be very fucking potent, but she can only get the headshots a certain amount of times. So, late game, mid-ish game, I guess, she needs 6 autos or 5 autos, depending on how far you're in, to get headshot back up. Or you need to get them trapped in your W, which is really fucking hard, or hit them with your net, which is actually it's not actually that hard, it's quite easy. So normally in about a fight, you normally get between 2 to 3 headshots off, which is actually not that bad. But again, thanks to the fact that you get 100% crit, she can be very potent, especially if you can get a headshot crit. It is mental damage. Corki, on the other hand, I personally think Corki is a bit bad at the moment, because I don't think Corki is that good. Well, Corki on his own is brilliant. You know, he's always been brilliant. He'll be brilliant forever, unless if they nerf him hard. But the only thing that I'm having a bit of trouble about is Corki's W. And there's been people saying that it's decent, but from what I've seen and what I've seen from other people like pros and stuff, I've watched streams where they've been playing Corki, it seems at the moment that his W's bonus is quite crap. And it doesn't really do much to Corki, other than getting him killed a lot of the time. Because they'll jump in with his W to do all the knockback and burn damage it all does. But because they've just jumped into the team, it's then hard for the Corki to get back out. Which then normally, if no one follows in quick enough, the Corki's going to go down. Which is my overall problem with the Corki change. It just doesn't help him. So every time I play Corki and I get his W, I'm only using it really for the movement speed now. And that's it. It just seems so pointless. But damage overall is still great, and that will always be great. Next up is Draven. Draven is still the same. He's still high damage, can easily one-shot someone very quickly, or two-shot people. But because every other AD carry can get 100% crit chance really quick as well, it means Draven doesn't seem as strong if he gets ahead. However, the good thing about these changes about itemization and that you can get 100% crit quite quick, it doesn't matter if Draven's now behind, because he can actually get back into the game fairly quickly. As long as he can get at least a kill to get a couple of stacks in, he's still able to quickly get that 2 crit items to get the 50% crit, and that is good enough for Draven. You know, that's good enough for any AD carry to have 50% crit. So overall, Draven is actually a lot stronger than what he used to be, because he can now get back into games if behind. Ezreal is a bit of an iffy one for me. Ezreal has always been it's actually been always one of my favourite. Well, he wasn't my favourite. He was more of just the AD carry I loved to play, because he was so different compared to other AD carries, because he wasn't more of the I need to auto attack. He was just spam Q and your W and your E. He was just ability wise. Unlike like Corki, who was again like this, but he was also many auto attack reliant as well because of the whole needing of Bork. But Ezreal doesn't need that, so he's all auto attack focused, and because of the static and fireman, he's able to get off quite well as well. So building him crit is so much fun because of the Q's on hit effects. 100% crit, 100% Q proc crit. It's mental. But overall, he doesn't seem too overpowered. He's just in a very nice situation. Maybe give him a little bit of a buff there and there. I'll say morely due to his ultimate in terms of AD, because his ultimate for AD Marksman is a bit shit. His AP variant is still good. It's just AD needs a bit buffing in his ultimate, in my opinion. Next up is Graves. Graves, as you guys should know, he's overpowered. He's fucking broken in the jungle. And that's it. He's good in the top lane as well. He's actually performing quite well. But in AD carry, I think he's a bit lacking. So his early game is fucking awful. He can't trade at all unless he uses his Q, because as you guys should know, his autos are blocked by minions. So it makes his trading so hard. But his Q does so much damage, and I remember reading up a few days ago about Graves is actually going to be receiving a nerf to his Q, which is actually something that he really does need, because him in the jungle with his Q is fucking stupid. It is by far one of the best jungle AD carries we've had in a while, ever since the whole Vayne, Twitch, and even Kindred. I think he outperforms. Jinx is a very good AD carry. She's not really changed. The old nerf to her Q is actually not that bad. I thought it was going to be like really impactful on her, but it hasn't been really, because of the 100% crit chance. That makes up for it. Now, yes, early game is even more shitter than what it used to be, which was already shit. It is now actually... late game is still... Well, mid to late game is actually really strong. And that's the only problem, is that the late game now is gone, so I'm just going to try to prefer just to early or mid, because the late game's gone. But, so, overall, Jinx is actually in a pretty good position, and I really am enjoying playing her, because she's my main, so I'm always going to enjoy her. But yes, she's really in a really good position, and it's great with the items. And then we get to Kalista. Kalista is a champion that has received so many nerfs that she is practically fucking useless. So before the preseason, she got so many nerfs to the point where in normals or solo queue, or where you're just playing on your own, Kalista is terrible. Kalista needs a team really badly. And if you don't have that, do not play Kalista. And with the preseason now inbound, the whole attack speed Kalista, just say goodbye to it. It is fucking awful. She can't build Bork. No AD carry should build Bork, because it's fucking useless. So, Bork's gone. Runan's Hurricane no longer gives her as much attack speed as it used to. And yes, you could go Runan's Fire Cannon and Static, and that'll still get you all your attack speed. But in general, attack speed Callista is gone. It's fucking useless. I actually recommend now going Crit Callista, which is actually decent. A Crit Callista is actually really strong, but I'm just not enjoying it as much because I like the uniqueness of attack speed Callista because she was the only AD carry that did that. And even though she had hardly any damage on her, just the whole fact that you build attack speed and your E's would do so much was the best thing about it, but that's now gone, unfortunately. As for Kog'Maw, at the moment is fucking awful. If you guys have ever played Kog'Maw yet, you would understand. He is so fucking weak. His Q, decent. His E, same. His ultimate, really bad. And his W, yes, that is his best trait, but because he's so weak in practically every other area, that does not make up for it. Now, Crit, yes, he can still be strong if no one touches him and he can get off, you know, just stand still and just auto attack, but in general, he is actually very weak. And even in most teams, even if he doesn't get attacked, he's still not going to be outputting as much damage than other AD carries, which is actually something that Kog'Maw should be doing, but he's not. Plus, you've got to remember the fact that no game now is getting from past the midpoint, because most games end between 20 to 30 minutes now. On average, my games have been ending around 25 minutes, which for Kog'Maw is really bad, because he's a late game carry. Now, Jinx is, yes, another late game carry, but she's able to do a lot still in mid game. Same for the likes of Tristana. These types of champions can still do really well in mid. Kog'Maw can only really do well in late. So Kog'Maw at the moment is in a really bad situation, and I know Riot are planning on buffing him because they've been saying that they're going to buff him and stuff. So yeah. Lucian, on the other hand, Lucian is another one of these AD carries up there with the likes of Ashe and Graves being very, very strong. The whole fact that you can go Essence Reaver and then you just can go into anything, as long as you get crit, you can get up to 40% cooldown, which means his Q, no, it's not his Q, his E is basically just like the old Lucian where it was practically up all the time. So you just dash, Q, and then you auto, you do all your autos between each ability, obviously, and your E will be instantly back up in a few seconds. And that was broken in the past, that's why they nerfed him, and now it's back, and I don't know if Riot's going to nerf him. I hope they don't, because he's actually in a pretty good position. Even though he's actually really strong, he's still actually defeatable by a lot of these other AD carries like Caitlyn and Ashe are still able to duel with him and kill him quite quickly. So I'm still happy with Lucian that these changes, I'm hoping they're going to stay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do nerf it a little bit. But overall, Lucian is in a great place. MF, again, is in the same vein as Lucian. She is so fucking overpowered, and I know Riot are planning on most likely nerfing her, because at the moment she is considered as one of the best AD carries, which is actually, when you think about it, a bit mind-blowing when she, as you guys should know, a few months ago she got the rework with GP, and they nerfed her for some reason. They destroyed her. Well, they didn't destroy her, but she was weak. They made her weaker, and then now comes along, and holy hell is she strong. I'm so happy Riot actually buffed her in such a way, because she really badly needed it. Even though it wasn't too much of a buff, the whole fact that her ult can crit is great, and her new passive is so good. So I'm happy with MF in her position. Quinn is actually really bad in AD carry. Quinn in AD carry is terrible. But Quinn in mid lane is really potent. Because she can get around the map quite quickly, and she does a lot of damage, she's able to perform really well in mid. Now, I know Riot are planning on changing her Q basically back into what it used to be, which I'm not actually happy about, because I actually really like the whole fact that Q does a lot of damage now. But because they're making it back into the whole blinding thing, I think that's going to be a big drastic nerf again into terms of Quinn. But I hope overall it should keep Quinn in the same position. I'm hoping they're going to give it a bit more damage to equal up to what it currently is. That way Quinn should stay relevant within Season 6. Sivir, I think Sivir at the moment is in a really bad position because she doesn't seem to do well at all. So always, and she's always been like this really. Sivir has always been the whole team-oriented AD carry. She's always been an AD carry if you're not the best AD carry, you used to think, go Caitlyn, go Caitlyn. I wouldn't say go Caitlyn, I'll say go Sivir, because Sivir is able to give a lot of help to the team with her ultimate. And that is how Sivir's been played. If you actually watch like the LCS and stuff, Sivir has always been played as the supportive AD carry, I guess. And it is in a good position, and that's a good thing for her, because that is what she's strong at. But in terms of AD carry now, all AD carries really basically dominate her. The only one I would say that doesn't is Kog'Maw. Tristana is still in a great position. She's a bit like Kog'Maw where she's a bit mid to late, but that's still fine. She's still able to perform really well. Her tower pushing's still strong. She's not basically changed at all. It's just that late game, if you can get to late game, your late game is going to be so strong that no AD carry can basically compete against you, because Tristana's late game is the strongest out of all AD carries at the moment. Even stronger than Kog'Maw. But overall, Tristana is great. Twitch is fucking brilliant. Twitch has always been good. His ultimate is just the team destroyer as always. That's always going to be the problem with him. So he's never going to change. Urgot, I'll actually say Urgot is brilliant in this patch. So Essence Reaver, get 3 of the crit items, 100% crit, 40% cooldown. He's able to spam his Q like freaking mental. And every single auto you get off is going to be a crit. So for Urgot, that is mental. That is really, really good. Now his ultimate is still shit. His W, still shit. But his overall poke and actually damage he can do is actually really nice. I don't think he's going to surge like a top AD carry by far. He's most likely just going to be in the same vein of how he was in Season 5, about the mid-ish point, where he's going to be used against, as a very pokey type of champion, even in the middle AD carry. But overall, I don't think this is going to be too impactful for him in Season 6 until he gets his rework. Varus is changed. Varus in mid lane, so we're doing his whole mana-based build to make sure he can spam off his Qs, is awful. It is so fucking bad. However, his AD carry version has been bumped up because of these changes of the items, and now his AD carry, I have to say, is really, really strong. I really like his AD carry variant now, because in the past I actually didn't like it because it was very weak, whereas mid lane variant was actually really strong. But now it's the opposite way around, which is a bit more better in my position since I'm an AD carry main. I can actually play him as an AD carry, rather than just play him as just hit Q when you have it up type of thing, because that wasn't really fun for me. And then finally, but not least, Vayne. Vayne is basically the still god of AD carries, kind of. Dueling, she's not as good as AD carries now in a 1v1 because of the nerfs to her. The nerfs to her basically weakens her dueling against AD carries. However, her dueling to tanks is gone up. So if she can ever face someone who has a lot of health, she is going to destroy these champions. But if she's dueling against someone that's quite squishy, she's actually been brought in line with them a bit more, so the others can actually duel her, which I actually think is really good, because I've had a few games playing as her and against her, and when I've played with her, I've always found dueling AD carries is a bit harder now, and playing against her, I'm actually able to now easily duel her. I'm no longer going to be scared to face her when she's got ultimate and she's got a few kills, because in the past, she's going to fuck you. Now, as long as you can stick a pink ward down on your feet, as she's in her ultimate, you can still hit her. She's going to be a lot weaker, which is really, really nice, and I'm so happy about that now, because I no longer need to be scared about her. But that's basically the AD carries. Overall, I only think one AD carry is awful at the moment, and that's the Kog'Maw. And then you have Quinn. You have Quinn, who's awful in AD carry, but good in mid. Varus, good in AD carry, but not good in mid. Urgot's in a bit iffy. And then Kallista's basically completely changed. But other than that, I'm actually really happy with these changes, because it now makes every single AD carry on an equal playing field. So basically, as every season goes, I always pick like a certain set of champions I'm planning on maining in this season. And last season it was actually Ashe. It was actually Ashe, Jinx, Kalista, Sivir, Tristana. This season I'm actually planning on opening that a bit more, because yes, I'm going to keep Ashe, and Tristana is staying. Same for Jinx. These three AD carries I'm enjoying, but I'm also like starting to sleep into enjoying Caitlyn, because Caitlyn has always been an AD carry I didn't enjoy, but now I'm fucking loving her. Lucian is another one that's coming in. MF's also coming in. Vayne used to be an AD carry I hated. I just could not stand playing her, even though I got to level 5. But I never liked her. But now I'm suddenly starting enjoying her, because these changes are actually really fun. But overall, I'm enjoying these AD carry changes. And yeah, what do you guys think about these changes? Are you enjoying them, or are you hating them? Just leave your comments down below, telling me what you guys think. If you guys agree with me, what I've been talking about in this video, then please say so. Tell me what you guys think are wrong, what you disagree, what you agree with, and all of that. But other than that, guys, hope you've all enjoyed today's video. I most likely rambled on a bit too much, because it's hour and 22 minutes, holy crap. But yeah, hope you've all enjoyed today's video. And as always, do the normal YouTubey stuff, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, everyone. Bye!